Matt is asking my dad for the permission to marry me. I love this man. What did your father say? What would you do in this situation? Aim my pee-pee at it so the gravitational pull will enlarge it. Gordon Ramsay's 9-month-old son has already started swearing. He looks like my father, but he is my neighbor. How to eat a popsicle in a room full of men. Just say no homo and give that popsicle the glug glug. Tesla autopilot, not detecting stopped traffic on highway. Imagine getting killed by lag in real life. You ever drink water at restaurants for free just to flex on Europeans? You ever come home from school alive just to flex on Americans? Track your order. Fuck you. Your delivery expert Jeff just hit a kid. He's not getting up. It's been 15 years. And the lifeless CGI eyes in the Polar Express still freaks me out. 69 today. Love you, mum. I really hope it's her birthday. How old are you? And how old are your parents? I'm 18. Mum is 32. And dad is 40. How is your mum 32? I don't know. She would have been 14 when she had you. And your dad would have been 22. What's in the weird shit is going on? Wait, ran out of toilet paper, but thankfully this guy was nearby. Had a bad day, so I ate a cheesecake for lunch. What I didn't do was murder 8 people. It's great. They are wearing helmets, just in case they fall. He doesn't know that I have a pee-pee. You should have told him from the start of the relationship. You're hiding something very big. Or small. You don't know. Hold on. Nah, he ain't tell us about this part of the dream. I don't understand women. I thought opening a door for a lady was the polite thing to do, but she just screamed and flew out of the plane. When I changed my girlfriend's dad's name in her phone to the guy she was cheating on me with, and she sent him a nude. Life comes at you fast. An hour late to work, but they still ain't gonna fire me though. Hashtag they need me. Turns out they did not need me. I have just been informed that this is my last day. Gen Z at its finest. When are we going to talk about the fact that having a crush is literally a form of sexual harassment? Is this appropriate for a teacher? What is she supposed to do? Leave her ass at home? Why do so many murderers bury victims in their own backyards? Not everyone has the trunk space or gas money to drive out in the middle of nowhere to dump their bodies. Check your privilege. We're all out here doing the best we can. Over 350 children linked by DNA to mailman from the 90s, 50s, and 60s. I wish my dad can sing like an anime girl when he is drunk, instead of beating me for no reason. I can't get off YouTube. That is addicting as hell. I'm banned from my dentist's office now. The hell did you do? She put her fingers in my mouth and I started sucking on them. Pandemic babies hit different. What? Why did you become a pilot? To overcome my biggest fear. Heights. Dying alone. Have $1 million or have equal arms. Poor guy. Dudes will pay $10 for a Call of Duty skin, but think OF is ridiculous. Can your boobs glow different colors whenever I shoot someone with it? Nah. Please have ticket or ass ready. Hope I got my ticket. German Shepherd realizes its owner isn't behind him anymore. My dad did this trick and he is very good because I still can't find him. If a service dog approaches you and he is alone, it means that the owner can't move and is in trouble. Follow him and you will get a free wallet. Okay, so my family is definitely racist. Started dating an Asian girl recently and decided to bring her home to meet my family. The kids wouldn't even speak to her and my wife told me to pack my stuff and leave. Just had a message from a random guy asking to meet in the woods to compare PP sizes. Fucking weirdo. Didn't even show up. It's official. Not enough sex can kill you. How do all popes make it past 50? You really don't want to know the answer to that one. Y'all think millionaires don't wear designers because y'all don't know brands like the fuck? Designer is loud. Luxury is quiet. Money talks. Wealth whispers. Okay, corny guy. Plump, sweet, and begging for cream. Am I supposed to fuck these strawberries? Condoms aren't biodegradable. If you care about the planet, have unprotected, you know what it is. One condom is much less waste than the amount of waste a baby produces. A baby is biodegradable. A Chinese guy TikToks went viral and people realized he responds to all comments with, because he doesn't speak any English. All my family burned to death in a house fire. Silly putty implies the existence of serious putty. I believe that is called C4. When I'm in shops, security follows me to make sure I'm safe. I'm glad we're being valued now. Man is ordered to carry out 75 hours of unpaid work after he deliberately farted at police during strip search and asked them, how do you like that? How was your Monday? Unknown social media manager person. I think I'm depressed. Hi, Vicky here. Managing director of socials for Amazon. They shot him right at his damn desk. India is saving endangered rhinos with the one simple trick. Poachers hate them. Ruthless rangers have reduced rhino poaching by simply gunning down poachers at sight. Yesterday I asked my 12-year-old son what other kids think at school about him having 2 dads. His response, they don't care, but they don't like how I'm immune to your mama jokes. Your mama's so ugly, your dad had to get a husband. I'm 47 and I can't snap my fingers. I'm 26 and I can't open my eyes underwater. And I said, hold up, that ain't no hot tub tub. My son is such a miserable person. I bought him a new trampoline for Christmas, and all he wants to do is sit in his wheelchair and cry. Never deleting this app. My granddad is 75 next year. He didn't fight 2 world wars for this silliness. The First World War was more than 100 years ago. How did your granddad fight that? He didn't fight, as I just said. Guys, if you see a link that says Lizzo's nudes, do not click it. It makes you type in all caps. Employees act like it's a job. Sentence I found on a grocery store review. There are 10 guys on this private story. One of you I love with my whole heart and want to marry. 2 of you are just smash buddies and I could care less for you. 1 of you I hate with a passion. 2 of you I could give a chance, but there are red flags. And 4 of you are just hot as hell. I hate teenagers. This girl has me drive everywhere for her. Buy her clothes. Worries me to death. I don't get paid enough for this. And she has the nerve to come out ugly too. Jada never wanted to marry Will. Cried at horrible wedding. Imagine sticking up for your wife after someone disrespected her. And this is her response. Almost every hand you've touched has had a pee-pee on it. Losing face fat is an insane game changer. This like 2 days and like 8 months ago. This guy ain't done anything but step back, staring at the "you were too scared to make a move" text in the car after 8 hours of being a respectful gentleman. Couldn't be me. If you can relate, I feel sorry for you, G. Couldn't be me. How do I hurt a dude's feelings? Please comment. What the fuck? How would this? I don't think this would hurt any guy's feelings. Do you think Christ was a boot? Have I used this? I think I've used this meme before. Sorry guys. I'm convinced every girl has been traumatized by a guy whose name starts with the J. I broke up with him and he dated his sister after. Best boy names: Paul, Stuart, Joe, Gilgamesh, Destroyer of the 7th Dimension, Heartbringer of Death. My friends just call me Gil for short. They're too busy dying at my insatiable thirst for human suffering that they can't speak any longer than 1 syllable. Uzi versus watermelon. Stop being so wasteful, please. Starving kids could have eaten that Uzi. Last weekend, my girlfriend and I went to a Halloween party. One of her co-workers was there, and he was openly making passes at her. Guys, if you are going to date an attractive woman, the reality is that they are going to get hit on. Here is a thread on how I handled the situation. I shot him. I be watching too much YouTube. If you think that Mexico is only sending drug dealers, but also worry that Mexicans are going to take your job, what the fuck do you do for a living? I cried when my dad chopped onions. Onions was a good dog. 96% of high schoolers say they feel soothed when lunch ladies call them sugar or baby. Nice. My name is NASA. The game is censoring the word ass, and it's only making it worse. An Australian man living by a cliff has prevented around 160 suicides in his 50 years of living there by striking up a conversation with people contemplating and killing them himself. Dolphins sometimes use decapitated fish to get off. I just can't believe how much I have in common with dolphins. It's amazing. Dictators, death poll in perspective. There is always some Asian guy who is better than everyone. When his name starts with a J and rhymes with one of the 50 states, you leave my boy Massachusetts alone. He didn't hurt anyone. I knew God was toxic when me and him kept sending babies to each other back and forth. Catholic bishop resigns after falling in love with satanic erotica author. Notre Dame on fire is the most aesthetically pleasing visual I've ever seen. I'm going to burn your mother. We'll see if it's aesthetic. 10 years ago today, I married my best friend. My wife's still very angry about it, but me and Dave were drunk and thought it was funny. Bro, I swear to God the funniest thing just happened at work. So I work at Papa John's right now. I haven't even told the story yet. What the fuck are you laughing at? I had boobs before other girls, and I felt ostracized for it. They're big, but they're definitely not ostrich-sized. What's the brokest y'all have been? Card declined on ramen noodles. I was buying 1 bag. Cashier said, "Man, just take it." Just read someone's almost jumped from apartment window to end life story on Reddit, and they didn't do it because their cat started rubbing against their leg, and they snapped back to reality. The next comment said, "I think your cat gave you one of their 9 lives." A Utah mom wrote a kid's book about grief after her husband's death. Now she's charged with his murder. Playtime is over. Into the bin. A friend just sent me this 10-year-old prize structure for a StarCraft tournament, and I can't stop laughing. My hot flight attendant just asked how I liked my coffee. Trying to sound cool, I told her I like my coffee how I like my women, and that's when she told me, "That's cute, honey, but the coffee here's free. You don't have to pay for it here." A good lecture should be like a girl's mini skirt, long enough to cover this. I don't know how I feel about this. My son just walked into my room and said, "Dad, I'm scared to die, not of going to hell. I don't think there is such a place, but I'm scared there's nothing. There was nothing before, so what if there's nothing after?" He's 37 and on drugs. My little girl just said to me, "Mom, how is progress possible if our growth is stunted by perpetual tribalism and xenophobia?" Wow, literally at a loss for words. She is a German Shepherd. I had no idea this was possible. Just got called a sheep for wearing my mask in the elevator with a group of guys. I replied as I removed my mask. Finally, a group of guys that don't mind me taking my mask off while having the virus. It got really silent. Have you ever been too nice and ended up in a situation that you could have avoided if you had just been an asshole? If I bring you breakfast in bed, just say thank you. I don't want to hear all that. How the hell did you get into my house? Boy 11, pinned down and had bleach. Yeah, this is fucked up. And of course it's in the UK. Started smoking for this girl who told me she was into people with cancer. Turns out she was talking about zodiacs. Anyway, I've got 3 months to live. Well, my new license plate came in today. Wish I could say I paid extra as some sort of sick joke, but no. I just happen to have the world's worst luck. I'll take it. Whose hair is this? Chill. It's just my dog's. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What the fuck? Fellas, what is the worst way you found out you were being cheated on? This is a safe place. Found the condom in her. I feel like I am dying. I think I might be dying. I will live. For those hoping I might die, I'm in the emergency room. I am out of the hospital. Instagram is the most magical place on earth. Can I ask, what is it like being a transgender? I'm legit curious. I mean, no harm in asking questions. Curious. The thing George the monkey was. I don't think I did my taxes right. PewDiePie is racist this year. No. Yeah, I ain't reading all of that. What the fuck? I mean, like, I read it in my head, and it's interesting enough to put it in the video, but I'm not reading it with my voice because I'm lazy. Hi, James. I love this photo of myself in Paris, but could you please remove that long metal thing? Thanks. Anya. There you go. So I asked an old man for financial advice, and he showed me this picture. I have been trying to understand it since. Would y'all be mad if someone came to your wedding dressed like that? This person thought that just because he was driving some fancy, expensive vehicle, he could go as fast as he wanted and weave in between cars. So I got in front of him and slowed down to 10 miles per hour below the speed limit. Ambulances, I swear. From a friend still employed at Twitter, things are a little hectic. Anyways, I know this is kind of left field, but are you single? I can't stand homeless people. Every time I leave work, one of them approaches me and shakes his can full of coins just to show off how he has more money than me. If the British landed on the moon first. Yeah, I've used this meme before. With inflation at 7.5, you lose half of your money in 9 years. The only way to outperform that consistently that I have just found is crypto. Just this year, I have already lost half my money. So my neighbor called the police because I was smoking on the balcony. The police get here and ask where the drugs are at. I said, I smoked it all. They said, where did you buy it? I said, from the neighbor. Now they're at his house looking for his stuff. At some point in your life, somebody has done the deed to the thought of you. I don't believe so, but alright, I got you, homie. My next one goes out to you. Marry a guy who will email you when you block him. Fellas, marry a woman that doesn't play these games. How do I stop my husband from going goblin mode during sex? My husband says, goblin mode activated when we start to do it, growls, and acts like a caveman, and then says goblin mode off when we stop, and then pretends to not know what I'm talking about when I ask him about it. Needless to say, I don't think it's good news. Yep, that text is very big and very bold. Hello, class. In all my years of being a professor, I have never given out such poor grades for discussion posts. I am genuinely at a loss for words. Please make sure you attend class tomorrow, as we will have many different conversations. Below is a picture of my current state, wondering where I went wrong. I divorced my husband for a guy I met on Tinder. On the wedding day, I found out it was my ex-husband. Men are indeed scum. Wildest thing I've ever experienced got to be admitting I was an atheist at a Bible group retreat when I was 16, and the adult in my cabin took that opportunity in our mandatory one-on-one time to be so inspired by my bravery that he tearfully admitted to looking at, yeah, I can't actually show that, but that is like really bad. An average guy in the city gets a powerful item stuck to his back, resulting him in crossing paths with a mysterious punk named Lucy, who introduces him to a group of wacky new friends, all while they evade the authorities and fight against the gigantic megacorp that owns the world. Hey Mike, I've been so horny since I've met you. I've never felt like this after meeting a guy. Sorry, who is this? I'm glad to see your phone is working. It is your window cleaner, and you're due the past 3 cleans. Please settle your account before we pass it to the small claim court. Queen Elizabeth has died. I'm sorry to hear that. However, I think it's important to fact-check information before sharing it. Queen Elizabeth is still alive. What the fuck? A man sued Pepsi when he found a mouse in his Mountain Dew. Pepsi attorneys stated that a Mountain Dew will dissolve a mouse in 30 days and showed his can was purchased 74 days after being manufactured. When the 1:30 a.m. hits and they turn on the lights in the club, pensioner killed by flying cow that was hit by a train flung 100 feet while urinating on tracks. X. Literally obsessed with me. Quote from exchange of the day. Doctor, before you passed the autopsy, did you check for a pulse? No. Did you check for blood pressure? No. Did you check for breathing? No. So, then is it possible that the patient was alive when you began the autopsy? No. How can you be so sure, doctor? Because his brain was sitting on my desk in a jar. But could the patient have been alive nevertheless? Yes, it is possible that he could have been alive and practicing law. That was so fucking unfunny. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed.